guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is April, and for today's video I am drinking Twinings lemon and ginger tea. This is like my staple tea. I've been really sick all week, and so this is just what I'm drinking because it just helps with my immune system. It also helps with boosting your metabolism. I have the Beauty and the Beast version right here, but obviously if you guys don't feel like spending the extra like $2 a box, then just get the regular version. It's the same exact tea, it's just different packaging. But for today's video, I just wanted to talk about 20 different habits that very successful people have. I've picked up these habits, not that I've picked them up myself, because I definitely haven't, but I have learned about these habits from books that I've read and articles that I've read and people that I've worked with and talked to over the course of the past few years. And these are ones that I've just noticed were consistent across the board with all different people, so I just felt like I would share them with you. And if you guys have any habits that you want to share with me, then let me know in the comment section below. First habit is that they've mastered persistence. Obviously we know persistence is key. If you stay persistent, you are nearly guaranteed success for the most part, and at least growth at minimum. So I think persistence is extremely important. Number two, they trust themselves. And I mean, it's not just like a false sense of confidence or, you know, that saying fake it till you make it. It's not that kind of confidence. It's genuinely believing in themselves. It's knowing that they are capable of handling whatever's thrown their way, and that they know that they are smart enough and capable enough to maneuver their way through whatever they have to go through. And so they always kind of keep that cool demeanor about them because they just know that they can take on anything. Number three, they take responsibility for all aspects of their life. This is so important. Instead of sitting here and playing the blame game for anything that may possibly go wrong, they just take full responsibility, and they're solution oriented, because once you start taking full responsibility, you just start focusing on solutions rather than faulting people, and it saves you a ton of time and energy. Number four, they think big, and I mean like really big. They never sell themselves short. And number five, they prioritize. I am so bad at prioritizing things. That's because they find the important tasks and they get those things done first. And those little mundane, kind of pointless tasks, kind of like busy work, they just skip right over. And that's not something I'm particularly good at. I really need to work on this one a lot. Number six is they create a morning routine. I found this to also be really beneficial in my own life. I'm an early bird, as you guys know. I'm up like way too early probably. I should probably sleep a little bit more. But I find that when I start my day early and I just have my few consistent things that I do in the morning, I am just setting my day up for a smooth ride. Just having that routine in the morning allows my brain time to wake itself up rather than having to like jump right into things and my brain being a little bit like clustered and maybe more frantic, because sometimes in the morning, let's be honest, we're a little bit tired and we don't want to sit there and have to like think our way through everything. We kind of want it to be on autopilot a little bit. And number seven, they make their health a priority. Obviously, we are bound to get sick sometimes, and I think that the least we can do to honor ourselves, to take care of ourselves, whether that means eating some healthy things throughout the day, making sure that you're getting enough exercise, making sure that you're getting enough sleep, taking time for yourself, that's important too. So just your overall health and wellness, making sure that that's staying a priority. Number eight, this is really important. They always know their why. You have to know your why because you are bound to lose motivation here and there, and this happens to me all the time. I kind of like slip into a funk, and I'm a little bit in a bit of a funk right now. Where I kind of just don't really feel motivated or inspired by a lot of things. So if I sit there and I remind myself why I'm doing the things that I do, it's sort of a source of inspiration and a source of motivation, a little bit of a kick in the butt to continue on and doing what I had set out to do in the first place. Number nine, they are lifelong learners. There's just so much for us to learn. I get my main source of learning through reading, and I've been pretty into watching documentaries lately, which I think has actually boosted up my learning process a little bit quicker. But whatever way you find that you learn best, I just think you should just keep learning no matter what it is. Even if you think it might be irrelevant to your life, you just never know when you're going to be able to apply someone else's story or someone else's knowledge into your own personal life. Number 10, they have tremendous willpower. This is huge. I actually really should have put this at like first thing just to stick it in people's minds. They don't procrastinate. They just stay on task. They always focus on what's at hand. And that doesn't mean that they don't ever have fun or they don't ever slack off, but they have a huge amount of willpower and they can tell themselves that this is what I started and so this is what I'm going to finish and this is what I'm focused on now. I'm not focused on this other thing or whatever. They just stay really disciplined. And with that said, number 11 is that they commit. You have to commit to get anything done in this world. Otherwise, you're just going to be hopping around from project to project or task to task, whatever it is that you're doing. You're just going to be kind of all over the place and you're never really going to complete anything. So in order for you to complete anything, you have to commit to it until it is finished. And number 12, they're not afraid of failure. And this is kind of an important one because some of us aren't afraid of failure. I know I'm not particularly afraid of failure, but I tend to fixate on things if they're not done exactly the way that I had wanted it to be done, and that is a big time waster. So sometimes it's okay to say, alright, maybe this didn't come out exactly as I had planned, but it's done, it's time to move on. Because when you become either afraid of failure or you tend to fixate on things, you tend to waste a bunch of time and then you'll drive yourself crazy and then you won't feel motivated to do anything and you're just kind of like throw in the towel and say, okay, I'm done. Number 13, they synergize with those around them. You never know, but the people that you're around or the people that you're working with may be a huge asset to you. So it's really important to not just take your opinion into consideration, but other people's opinions into consideration too. You'd be surprised how much you can get done and how much more efficient you could be that way. And number 14, I'm just speaking to myself here, they manage their emotions really well. I'm obviously not very good at this, but I'm slowly learning over time to like compartmentalize things, and if something happens, to keep it in that box and deal with it later until I have to deal with it or whatever. It's just not always necessary to drag all of your emotions with you through the day because you're just going to drive yourself nuts and you're going to drive everyone else nuts. Number 15, they take time to reflect. And it's not to say that you need to dwell on the past here because I don't think that you should dwell, but I think it is important to reflect just to make sure that you are staying on track and that you can look back and see how far you've come, and I think that's sometimes a nice little source of motivation in itself. Number 16, they're excellent communicators, and I don't mean just when they talk, I mean also when they listen. Some of us tend to be talkers and some of us are a little bit more quiet, but I think finding that nice balance is really important because that's how you're going to be the most effective with the people that you work with. And number 17, they plan. Of course you have to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, you're more than likely going to get super distracted. That's just the way of nature. Our brains just tend to jump around from place to place for the most part, unless you're just somebody who is perfect. But I know, at least with myself, I tend to jump around. And so if I don't have a set plan on what I'm doing and why I'm doing it and all of that, then I will be super thrown off course by all of the little distractions in life. Number 18 is they stay away from comparison, but that doesn't mean you can't look at what other people are doing. Like, everyone always says that, even about like social media. They're like, oh, I won't even look at anyone else's pages or whatever because I don't want to compare. And it's like, you don't necessarily... Comparison isn't always a bad thing. Like, it is a bad thing if you're gonna get down on yourself for not being at the same place that somebody else is. Like, that's not good. But it's okay to, you know, use other people as a source of inspiration. You know, there are plenty of women, especially that I guess technically not compare myself to, but that I watch all the time and I watch what they're doing and I see where they're at in their lives, and it inspires me. It makes me want to be better. I don't sit there and think that I'm not good enough. I just know that I'm at a different place in my life. So I think it's okay to like watch people and see what they do, but like don't compare, but like don't also be afraid to like look at what other people are doing. And number 19, they respond and they don't react. So no matter what goes on, they're always taking a proactive route, not a reactive route. They're not very impulsive. There's always a reason behind why they're doing what they're doing, and it just makes for a much smoother ride in life. And last but not least, they're always prepared. You never know who you're going to run into. If you're somebody who's, let's say, into fashion design, always make sure you have pictures of your designs, like either on your phone because you don't know who you're going to run into, or if you are planning your own business, make sure you have a thorough, clear plan or mission or whatever. That way, anytime you talk to somebody about it, you can express it right on the spot what you're trying to do, because you never know if someone may want to work with you, but you at least are prepared. So those are my 20 habits that I want to pick up on myself, and that I noticed that the people who are very successful around me definitely do. So if you guys have any habits that you want to share, please let me know in the comment section below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and turn on the bell notifications. And if you guys didn't watch my last video, I did a beautiful Disney like tea wear haul collection thing. I don't know, a whole bunch of different Disney tea wear I hauled for you guys. So you guys can go click right here to go watch that. And I'm gonna go finish this tea because my voice is sounding a little bit hoarse. So yeah, all right, I'll see you guys later. Bye.